Very good morning, guys. My name is Shivraj, and I have started a new series in my YouTube channel that is named as Gen Z JavaScript. So, in this series, we will be learning React.js, Angular, and JavaScript. All the important concepts we will be learning here. And I am a full stack developer with having 10 plus year of experience under my belt. And guys, please subscribe to my channel so that you will be notified for all the upcoming videos. Thank you. Guys, in this video we're going to talk about use reducer hook. So earlier you must have understood use state and all other hooks, and just our last video was on how to preserve state and reset state, right? So this is in the next step how we can make use of use reducer hook, right? So, and what is the advantage is when suppose you are using use state hook, right? You use use state hook for keeping, or you can say for storing or for maintaining the state of the component, right? But there can be cases where there are multiple states are required from the component, a multiple state a component has, and there whenever you are updating it, it becomes a complex process if the type of data it holds, like it has complex data like nested objects, something like that, and multiple states you have in the component. So there use reducer hooks comes to a rescue. So this is a very great reducer, and if you have used ngrx in angular or redux in react, then you must be familiar with the dispatch and action, how this is gonna work. So this reducer uses dispatch to dispatch the function, and it dispatches an action object. It is a simple JavaScript object, but we tell it as a we have named it as an action, right? In the React standard. So the same thing happens in Redux also. There we have action, dispatcher, and uh, and reducer, and a state where the final state lives. So here you will be, if you don't know Redux, then this will be a great step to understand use reducer, and later on you can move to Redux also. So let's quickly go through the examples. So in this example you will see we have a task app, okay, a small task app which if you modify something, you edit something, so that process we are doing. So we have handle change task. So whatever you change, we have handle add task. So whatever you are adding, whatever you are changing and deleting, so these three tasks we are going to perform in our app. So right now we have used in line number 6 we have used this state, right? A single state which is having initial task first, and initial task is this is the initial task, line number 49. We have an array containing objects, and object has id, text, and done. So this three type of values stored in this object, right? And so but we have three different functions which are updating this task with the help of, see, whenever you use state hook, it returns you an array. An array has two things: one is the state itself, that is task, that we can name anything, and other is a state updater, how you can update that state. So state updater function. So what we are doing whenever we are try to add, so this is a task app, okay? In this task app we can add tasks, we can change tasks, we can delete tasks. So we similarly we have made three functions. So first function is to handle the add task. So what it does, it it takes this text, right? And then we have initial task, right? In initial task we have id, text, and done. So what it is doing, it is making use of a spread operator. So it is spreading this task and it is adding this one to it. So it is merging basically. So this task and this object is getting merged. So in task there will be new task added, right? And in this we have id, next id plus plus we did, right? And text is this text what we are providing. So inside text will come, and done is false, right? So initially it will be false. So like this, we are performing our add task operation, and change task is simply we are giving that task, right, and then returning the whole task. What we are doing, we are giving that this we are passing that task, and then we have tasks, tasks which contain all the tasks, which is the state, right? This tasks, this is a state, and here we are mapping it. So we are mapping it, we are getting each object one by one, and when we are getting each object one by one, we are checking t.id is task.id. If yes, we are returning that task. So this is the new task, right, that we are returning. And what is the handle delete? Handle delete is just deleting it. So we are passing that delete id, and then it is filtering it out. If it is t.id is not task.id, this is how it is filtered. What filter does? Filters filters that particular thing, and then return you an array with removing that thing, right? So this is how it is doing. It is comparing. It is like we are passing task id here, so it is returning all except this task id, right? So this is how this filter works. So that is how we are getting the updated tasks list. And then here we have this add task. Task is both the component to add task. We are passing this handle add task method, and this task list we are passing handle change and handle delete task. So this my motive in this video is not to make you understand this, because this you already know. The simple function how you add task, how you change task, how you delete task. This is simple JavaScript functions, and this already we know how we can use this components, and how we can pass these props that we are passing, right? And how we can this all we know. But our aim here is to understand use reducer, right? So what we need to do, how we can make use of use reducer. Use reducer is very similar to use state, right? Let's understand this. We'll quickly jump down. You can go through these docs, very amazing docs. So firstly, let me also tell you the three steps that you should know, right? So what are those three steps? To move your state settings, from the example, you will declare the current state, right? Declare the action and return next state from reducer. So let me tell you, let me go to bottom of this, and yeah. So here they have created a separate task reducer also. So like this, we can create a separate task reducer also, and this will be a more cleaner way to write this code. But let me make you understand from here itself, right? All code in one file, and then we'll go there. So what we have done now, we are using use reducer from React. This you already know. U I see use wherever you will see. Then you must understand that this is a hook. This is a standard way of writing hook in React. So the use reducer is a predefined hook which is given to us by React. And then we have add task and task list. These are the two components that we have created. Add task over adding task, and task list to display the task list. And here we have, see, we are not using use state, we are using use reducer. Now inside use reducer, first this first argument is what we are passing, task reducer, right? And second is initial task. So initial task, what is the initial task that we are passing to use state also? So initial task is, see this is the initial task at the bottom. This is initial task. This we are passing in case of use state also. But the new thing here is, to use reducer, you will also pass this task reducer. Why? Because this is the function, this is the JavaScript function that we that does that operation. Whatever you are passing, it will calculate it, it will perform, it will it will execute that, and then returns you the final whatever that is, right? And here use reducer will return you two things. One is task, that is state, and other is dispatch. So dispatch is, let me tell you. So when we do handle task, so it will dispatch this action. This object is nothing but an action. So this dispatch, so like this we have to write use reducer. So with simple step, we have to write a function. Inside it, we have to dispatch whatever we want to add it. For handle add task, now we are saying, so we are simply dispatching this action. This action is of type added. Type tells what kind of action you are doing. So it should be a very minimal, you can write just to make understand what we are doing here. Type is that, and id you have to pass id and text. These both are the like the main data that we have to pass, and type is for our understanding what operation we are doing here, right? So these three things we are dispatching. So we are dispatching an action, and this action is handled by the reducer. So all are using task reducer, that we have passed here task reducer, right? This function. So whatever we pass, it will go to task reducer, and task reducer will check. So here we have switch, switch. So what switch will do? It will check for action dot type. So first our is added. So here it will check. Okay, case added, then it will do like this. Spread operator task. Every task will be spreaded, and then this new task which we are going to add, this will get merged into this task, and finally it will return that task. Similarly, in case of changed, if it is a changed type, right? So it will perform this action and return the change task. And if it is a deleted type, it will return the list where this will be deleted, right? So this is how it will work. Simple. We have one a task reducer function. This you can create a separate component, separate file, and then we have these functions which are calling it. So task use reducer is very simple, but if you are having one or two state or a simple state, then use state is good. But if you are having complex state and many states in the same component, then it is better to use reducer, because it is a more cleaner way. And while debugging also, you can catch, you can write down console logs, you can debug the use reducer hook, right? So in that manner, if you have various states that are being handled in your component and complex state, then use reducer comes to a rescue, and this is a very great hook from React. And this will also be your first step when you are going to learn the Redux toolkit, which is a complex state management. It is a great state management tool. But if you are familiar with the use reducer, uh, then Redux or NGRX will be also familiar to you, because this is the same thing which is being used over there, right? So so this is how you dispatch an action, and then that we have a switch operator which checks, okay, this is the action, then it performs that function, it executes and it returns the data. So very simple use reducer hook. You must use this also whenever necessary. And in this example, we have just separated the file to make it look more cleaner. In app.js, you have use reducer hook, where you have functions which are dispatching this, and in task reducer, just a function which is observing, okay, which action type you have given. If added, it will perform this and return this. If changed, it will execute this and return it. If deleted, it will return this task. So task will be updated on the basis of action type, right? So guys, I make all these videos. Right now we are exploring JavaScript and React.js. Later I will be coming up with Angular videos also, Angular related, because I have good experience in Angular too. And so guys, please do share, subscribe, and this gives me motivation, and I will come up with more quality videos day by day. We are improving a lot. And you wherever you are finding any issues while working on React application, if you are a senior developer or experienced, or anyone who is working on with the React app right now, or JavaScript, if you are finding any issues, or if if you're stuck somewhere, you can just comment down in my video. Our community is such that we will help each other. The subscriber which are here in my channel will help each other, and we'll try to resolve that quickly, right? So thank you very much, guys. Take care.